Your daily commute might be more dangerous than you realize, especially during winter months. Research shows heart attack risk increases 69% during winter morning commutes compared to summer. Let me break down why this routine activity becomes a cardiovascular gauntlet when temperatures drop. First, there's cold exposure. Walking to your car, waiting for public transportation, or standing on train platforms means direct cold exposure during the morning high-risk window. Your blood pressure spikes, vessels constrict, and blood thickening begins before you've even started your actual commute. Then consider the cold car problem. Unless you have a garage or remote start, you're sitting in a freezing vehicle for the first 10 to 15 minutes of your drive. You're breathing cold air, your body is working to maintain core temperature, and you're often tensing muscles against the cold, all of which stress your cardiovascular system. Traffic stress during winter commutes is uniquely problematic. Icy roads, reduced visibility, and aggressive drivers create genuine danger that elevates stress hormones. Cortisol and adrenaline surge, heart rate increases, blood pressure rises. These aren't minor elevations. We're talking about physiological responses equivalent to moderate exercise, except you're sitting still in a confined space. Air pollution concentrates during winter in what meteorologists call temperature inversions. Cold air traps pollution close to ground level. Vehicle exhaust, industrial emissions, and particulate matter accumulate instead of dispersing. Diesel exhaust particles are particularly dangerous because they penetrate deep into lungs and trigger inflammatory responses that affect cardiovascular function. Studies measuring air quality inside vehicles during winter rush hour show alarming pollution levels. You're essentially breathing concentrated exhaust for 30, 40, 60 minutes daily. These particles trigger inflammatory markers, increase blood coagulability, and can directly damage vascular endothelium. The sedentary posture compounds problems. Sitting for extended periods, especially in cramped positions, reduces circulation in your legs. Blood can pool, increasing clot formation risk. This matters more in winter when blood is already hypercoagulable. For public transportation commuters, the risks include additional cold exposure at stops and stations, often with inadequate shelter. Crowded conditions increase infection exposure, which we know elevates cardiovascular risk. The stress of crowding, delays, and schedule pressure adds psychological burden. What can you do to reduce commuter cardiovascular risk? Car preheating is genuinely important, not just a comfort issue. Remote starters or plugging in block heaters, if you have them, allows the car to warm before you enter. This eliminates the cold car stress period. Timing adjustments help significantly. If possible, commute slightly later to avoid the absolute peak of morning cardiovascular risk. 8:30 instead of 7 might seem minor, but it moves you out of the highest risk window. Alternatively, very early commutes, before 5 a.m., occur during lower-risk periods. Stress management techniques matter. Audiobooks, podcasts, or calming music reduce traffic stress. Allowing extra time so you're not rushing decreases psychological pressure. Some people benefit from meditation or breathing exercises during commutes. Air quality considerations include running your car's air system on recirculate rather than pulling in outside air during heavy traffic. This isn't perfect, but it reduces direct exhaust exposure. Cabin air filters should be changed regularly as they accumulate pollution particles. Public transportation riders should seek heated shelters when possible. Dress warmer than you think necessary for the walking and waiting portions of your commute. Cold exposure during transitions often gets underestimated. Exercise timing around commutes deserves thought. Some people exercise before work, then commute. This might be adding stress to stress. Consider evening exercise instead, or ensuring adequate recovery time between exercise and commuting. Flexible work arrangements, when available, provide substantial cardiovascular protection. Working from home during extreme cold periods eliminates commuter stress entirely. Compressed work weeks mean fewer commuting days. These aren't just lifestyle perks, they're health interventions for people at cardiovascular risk. Emergency preparedness in vehicles matters more in winter. Keep emergency medications, emergency contact information, and a cell phone charger in your car. If you experience cardiac symptoms while driving, pull over immediately and call for help. Don't try to make it home or to work. The broader point is recognizing that winter commuting isn't just inconvenient, it's genuinely physiologically stressful. The combination of cold exposure, traffic stress, air pollution, and timing creates a perfect storm of cardiovascular risk factors. For people with existing cardiac conditions or significant risk factors, modifying commuting patterns during winter isn't being cautious, it's being smart about risk management.